Hey there, welcome to another episode of Cooking with Violet Vixen. Today we're cooking pasta. It is called bavettine with smoked salmon and rocket. Here's what we need. As well as this, you'll also need a pot of salted boiling water, which is bubbling away beautifully in the background, a frying pan, a serving bowl, a pasta stirring stick. That is our special pasta stirring stick, and a spatula, wooden spoon sort of thing. Come on in, I'm going to talk you through these ingredients. Okay, so bavettine is a long pasta. It's very similar to linguine. Because I shopped in Aldi and I couldn't be bothered going to second supermarket, I just grabbed fettuccine because I prefer fettuccine over linguine because that's the thicker one. Now, 350 grams means you're going to be left with 150 grams. So I'm just going to cook extra. So therefore, it will probably serve 6, not 4. Also, you will need 2 tablespoons of olive oil, 1 garlic clove, peel it and finely chop it, 115 grams of smoked salmon cut into thin strips. Aldi did 100 grams, so I'm 15 grams short. 55 grams of rocket. That is a 120 gram packet, so that's more than what I need, but I'm not going to use it for anything else, so I'm just going to use extra rocket. Salt and pepper. And half a lemon to garnish. Well, that's a whole lemon because I'm not going to save half a lemon. All right, so the water's bubbling away beautifully. So once it's bubbling away, pop your pasta in. Okay, so the pasta's in. So I've set the timer for 10 minutes because we're basically going to cook it for 10 minutes. So in the meantime, what we need to do is wash our rocket, which I've already done. So I'm going to pop that through a colander. So I was just showing you that. Always wash it because you never know what's been living in it or whatever. And it's good to use salt because if there's any insects in there, they will not live for very long. Poor little insects. Okay. So that's washed, that's extra, but as I said, I've got no use for the rest of it. So rather than waste it, I'm just going to put extra rocket in it. So all I need to do now is actually cut up my smoked salmon into strips. I wanted to leave that as long as I could. So we'll grab a sharp knife and a chopping board. And we will just cut this with scissors because that's the easiest way to do it. Tells you to cut it there anyway, so all good. And most of these, they put them on a backing cardboard. Oh, beautiful. I love smoked salmon. And it's great in pasta as well. So we'll get rid of the packet. Okay, so I'm just going to pop this on here. Okay, and just cut it into strips. We are actually going to put this very quickly in the frying pan. So when you've got a couple of minutes left on your countdown timer for your pasta, that's when we're going to get our frying pan ready. So I'm going to bring the frying pan over now just so I can talk you through exactly what's going in said frying pan. So let's grab it. So what I always like to do with the frying pan, because it makes it easier come washing up time, is give it a quick spray with your cooking spray. Okay, so it just makes that easier. We're going to pop the 2 tablespoons of olive oil into here. And this pasta is literally only a few ingredients, so it's a really quick one if you want to make a bit of a fancy meal middle of the week. So 2 tablespoons. I'm just going to get this going now because that pasta is going to be cooked a lot quicker than you think. So pop this onto a high heat, and we want to pop the garlic in, but don't let the garlic turn brown because apparently that will make it taste bitter. So just give it a quick fry for about a minute and then we'll continue on. Okay, so I've just got it on a high heat so that I can heat the frying pan, but we actually want to cook it on a low heat for about a minute. So I'm going to turn that down now because we don't really need to cook this. It's just to sort of bruise or get the flavour to come out of the garlic. So this is the best way. We're making basically a garlic oil. So after a minute, we are going to be adding the salmon and the rocket. And we only need to cook it for about a minute once we put these in as well. So at this time, just make sure that all of your pasta is under the water. That might want longer than the timer. Give it a bit of a stir. Don't back the temperature off with that because that's got to come back up to the boil again anyway. According to my timer, that's got about 4 minutes, so that should be fine. Just give it a stir around for a little bit. We're basically making a garlic oil. All right. Now let's get our smoked salmon in now. So I'm 15 grams short on the smoked salmon, but I'm a lot of grams over with the rocket. So we're just going to give that a bit of a stir. Get the rocket in, and that we just want it to wilt. It's definitely too much rocket. I'll put that little bit of water in. I don't think that will hurt. So I don't recommend you use this much rocket unless you've got nowhere else to put it, meaning you're going to end up throwing it out otherwise. And I'm just going to splash some salt and pepper over the top, or crack some I should say. Just try and stir this because we don't really want the garlic sitting on the bottom. That's it. And we really just want to cook this until the rocket starts to wilt. And you all know when it's wilted because it looks all fresh and vibrant and green now. But it won't take long before it wilts. So crack a salt over the top, as much or as little as you like. And likewise with the black pepper. I like a lot of black pepper, so I'll put extra on mine. Now with the lemon, normally I wouldn't worry about the lemon, but I think that the lemon would actually complement this quite well because rocket can be a little bit bitter. It's got sort of a peppery taste to it. You either like it or you don't, basically. If you really can't stand rocket, then go with baby spinach. Baby spinach has a good subtle flavour. Or you can substitute it with another vegetable if that's what you wish. You want to do peas or beans or something like that. Just something green that will give you that little bit of healthiness. All right. So we're probably going to get a bit of liquid come out of this rocket. Now that's our timer. So what I'm going to do can see it's still stuck together, so I know it's not done. But it's starting to come apart now. I'm going to try a little bit of this. We don't want it really soft. We want it al dente, which al dente means to the bite. So I'm just going to have a bite out of that and we'll see how we go. The pasta's ready. Just going to crank the heat up a little bit till I can hear it sizzling, because I do want that rocket to wilt a little bit quicker. So I'm going to drain the pasta and pop it into our serving bowl. Okay, so in we go with our fettuccine slash bavettine, or whatever you've chosen as your pasta. If you don't want the long pasta, use penne or something rigatoni, something short, or spirals. It's up to you, but to be more traditional, I've stuck with the similar length. So that's there. We're just going to bring the rest of it over now because it's sizzling away as I wanted it. So let's go. That was exactly what I wanted. I wanted it to start sizzling so I could hear it frying away. I'm not going to put this through the colander, only because I do want a little bit of a juice in there. Since there's no sauce going in it, it'll probably appear to be a little bit dry, so you want to keep a little bit of the liquid in it for that reason. Okay, now let's give that a stir through, please. Oh, we've got our pasta stirring stick here. Give it a gentle stir. Just pick it up, pop it over the top, toss it through, and we're going to garnish the top of it with the lemon slices. So I've just cut the lemon basically into slices. I'm going to sit that over the top because while it's hot, that will actually flavour it with just a little bit of a lemon flavour as well. Alrighty, well, thank you for watching this episode of Cooking with Violet Vixen. This has been bavettine with smoked salmon and rocket. I'll catch you on the next adventure. Bye.